Okay, what's up YouTube? Um, haven't done many back videos lately, so I thought I'd do a quick one today. We're up here in Kennesaw, Georgia, walking the Little Kennesaw Mountain and regular Kennesaw Mountain, finishing up my walk now. So I thought I'd do a quick video on an update of what's going on. If you've been following any of my back surgery videos, you remember I had a discectomy at L4, L5, 2017. Re-ruptured that disc and had a fusion L4, L5, April 2020. Okay, wasn't sure if my run keeper interrupted us. That's why I stopped talking. But anyway, so I had the fusion. My back pain never really got any better. Now the leg sciatic pain that was like debilitating, I say suicidal pain that was running from my back to my butt, to my hip, thigh, calf, foot. Anybody that suffered from that where you can't walk, you can't sleep, you can't eat. It's when I say debilitating, if you've ever had it, and I'm talking pain level 10, you know what I mean. But like I said, after the first discectomy, woke up, all that sciatic pain was gone, but my back never felt right. A few years later, I sneezed. The disc re-ruptured at L4, L5. So they decided to do a fusion from the back, put in a little spacer. Anyway, long story short, I don't think it ever fused based on the CT scans. If you want to see a deer, you might be able to see them in the distance there. There's a couple of them crossing the road here. If I had an apple, I'd feed them, but I don't. Anyway, so I've met with probably 10 different surgeons, whether it's through Teams, Zoom, things like that. Where you going? You want an apple? Huh? Y'all want an apple? No? But I've talked to different guys, some people from California. I've talked to some people in Florida, New York. What's up? And just try to get different opinions. I had one guy tell me, all your problems at L5, S1, we'll put in a artificial disc. Man, you'll be back on the mat doing jiu-jitsu, running, everything. Something about that didn't seem right. Anyway, my surgeon says I didn't get enough bone growth based on the CT scan, and the plan is to do a revision April 13th, 2023. In March, I've got to go get fitted for a back brace. Last time they didn't put me in a back brace. This time they're going to go from the front. They're going to use a cage, try to put some bone graft in there to make sure it heals or gets a lot of bone. And again, my symptoms, other than leaning forward or holding anything with weight, my back, like right now I'm walking. Now my left leg from the knee down's numb, and I think that has to do with something in my back. It doesn't always happen, but I'm able to jog a little bit going uphill. I can't jog downhill. So really I've found this mountain walking is about the only thing that's brought me close to working out, where you feel like you're huffing and puffing, breathing. You could keep a time, try to beat your time the next time. So this has really been like a great resource to put me back in a good frame of mind, instead of thinking, oh man, I'm going to be 80 years old the rest of my life, walking a couple of miles a day, not able to do anything. But again, if I lean forward and try to do anything, if I try to do anything that requires a lot of strength, like my son had a flat tire the other day, I went and changed it, and I was in pain the rest of the day, just because to me it's like a stability thing. And I also feel like there's some kind of impingement in there of a nerve. And, I just want to make sure I give my surgeon all that information, because, I don't want to do this surgery and find out that L5S1 has been the problem all along. Because that's kind of been my theory as well. Hold on a second. All right, we're right at a mile on the walk. So I'm sure Runkeeper's talking. But anyway, initially when I first had the discectomy, L4, L5 was the really bad disc. L5S1 didn't look great, but he didn't want to do anything to that one. So I've always thought maybe L5S1 is the one causing pain. And if you followed any of my videos, I did one a couple of years ago where they did an injection of like lidocaine, no steroid, just lidocaine, and they told me to give me about 4 or 5 hours of relief, and they shot it in the L5S1 disc, and believe it or not, I got a lot of relief from that. For those 2 or 3 hours, I've got a video up somewhere showing just me doing some little stretches and push-ups, getting up off the ground, and I mean, it was probably 80% better after the shot. Of course, again, the surgeon said, well, that could have traveled into the L5. Who knows? All I know is, I'm tired of living like this, and I want to just get it taken care of. So the plan is to fuse L4, L5, or do a revision coming from the front. Hopefully we get a good bit of bone growth, and hopefully in 6 months I'm pain free and I can start jogging this mountain instead of just walking it. The only other thing I thought about is go ahead and fuse an L5S1 at the same time, but he's always said, what I have now is a floating fusion, so there's nothing above it or below it fused, which if it's successful, then it shouldn't cause any adjacent segment disease. So, I trust this guy, and, I'm just trying to make the best decision. You wake up one day and say, man, I feel pretty good. Maybe I won't have surgery, but, after a few days, you know that you can't live like this, especially as I get older. I'm fighting through a lot of this stuff, when I'm having to do some physical work, around the house or things like that. So anyway, I'll keep everybody updated. Like I said, I got to get fitted for a back brace. They're going to use a bone stimulator this time. I've got to do the pre-op stuff. And one more thing I got to do. Can't remember what it is, but I'll try to record all that or make some notes. If anybody has any questions, let me know. All right, thanks.